Hey guys, we are live with Oliver
Got
Kenyon.
it. Perfect.
Yes, and today we're going to be talking about how to skyrocket your conversions with your landing pages. Oliver Kenyon is the co-founder of Landing Page Guys, and he's also a chef as well, a fully qualified chef. And so I kind of want to have him tell his story. So thank you so much, Oliver, for joining my group. Of a lot of them are affiliate marketers. And hey, Desmond, thanks for joining. And what I've changed the course of this group is so it's now catered towards scaling subscribers, like learning how to scale, figuring out that whole process. And I feel like bringing you on, you have the expertise for that. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about your origin story and
Sure.
who or what got you inspired into the whole journey of the landing page guys, being that you're also a qualified chef.
Yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate the intro. So, yeah, pleasure to be in the group. Thanks for inviting me. So yeah, basically my kind of transition from chef to online kind of entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, started when I was about 18. So I was a chef ever since I was 13. I was in the kitchens, a local kind of Italian restaurant, cooking pizzas, earning some pocket money, doing the kind of side hustle thing. I went off to college. I didn't really get on with school. I didn't really like education much, but I went off to college and did chefing there. And then I somehow, as we all kind of do, like stumbled into this affiliate marketing, CPA marketing space online. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because it's another story, but kind of through a friend found affiliate marketing. And that would have been, I would have been about 20 at college at that time. And I basically created a community, so a forum online.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, it was meant to be a little V-Bulletin forum back then that was for discussing kind of like what the Facebook groups are now. So it's, you know, a little community for me and my friends to talk about affiliate marketing, discuss how we make money, how we can share tips and secrets, but it was meant to be a very small thing. But all of a sudden I had kind of big influencers in the industry contact me and try and start to join the forum. So yeah, so like all of a sudden, like we're having sort of 200-300 people sign up to this forum. I'm like, shit, this wasn't even meant to be this. Like, you know, okay, this is cool. And then, you know, a kind of a good friend of mine now, but back then, you might have heard of him, Tim Bird. He ran an affiliate network, and he approached me and said, "Can I advertise on the forum?" I was like, "What? Like I can make money from this forum?" Like I didn't have a clue. So that's kind of where I first started making money online, and I built that forum up. It's now the largest ever affiliate marketing community online, and we have 110,000 members. And I sold the company a couple of years ago to one of Neil Patel's investment companies. So that's really cool. But whilst I was building that up over the last kind of 6-7 years, people were seeing all my designs on the forum, and they were like, "Look, you know, can we utilize your designer? How do we use your designer?" So the kind of entrepreneur brain gets ticking, and I'm thinking, I'm not just going to send a straight intro, right? I'm going to arbitrage this guy. So
Yeah.
I would say to the people on the forum, yeah, of course you can. It's X amount for a website or a landing page, and then I would sort of outsource my design and development team that I had for my own forum and my stuff to them. And it just kind of skyrocketed. Like people just kept asking, "Can we use your designers?" Then friends would refer other friends. And I didn't want to be that kind of everyday design agency. You know, there's like millions of design agencies out there, and there's nothing wrong with website designers or agencies. But I thought we needed to kind of really niche down and focus on one thing. And
Yeah.
because we were in that space of conversions where every click counts, every conversion counts, I thought, you know, we were this generic website design agency. And I thought, let's switch this up and let's just go after conversions and landing pages. So we kind of changed the name, changed the brand. This was 5-6 years ago. And the kind of very cliche, but we haven't looked back since. And we now do between sort of 50 and 100 projects per month. We've got 30 plus designers, developers on staff. We've got a project team here in the UK of 10 plus. So yeah, it's really exciting. And yeah, this is what we eat, sleep, live, breathe. But I never ever planned to do this, as I'm sure you may never plan to do what you're doing right now. And it's just a crazy world, right?
Yeah, like the way that I feel like the way how we come about having a team, and like for me, now I have a team that helps with creating your own Chrome extension business. So it's like mini SaaS, and it ends up forming this ecosystem of developers and designers, and you kind of bring in a bunch of people together to cohesively have, something in the end. So it's not super niche to one thing. It's like a tiny Chrome extension business that you have. So for you, when you were, first of all, that's an amazing story.
Thank you.
Being able to sell to a company that's owned by Neil Patel, that's insane.
He's a nice guy. He's good.
That's so cool. I saw him, actually, I was at the Kajabi conference, and I just saw him walking this way, and I'm like, oh man, I've seen him in so many videos and so many things, and he's this.
I met him a couple of years ago in Berlin. He was a really nice guy, and then yeah, we kind of got talking, and since then his company, well, one of his investment companies acquired Affiliate Fix, which is now the largest affiliate community online. So it's cool. It's a good story.
Affiliate Fit. I need to look that up, because I feel like we start our own path, and we have our own tiny groups, and we're kind of like so engrossed in our little world that it's hard to look around and see everything that's out there.
Yeah, your 1,000 true fans, right? It doesn't matter about the numbers. It's about the engagement and giving value. So it's good.
Yeah. So so this interview, I want it to be centered around like how like what are the mistakes that you made while building landing page guys, and being able to, you say now you have 30 plus people who are designers on your staff, and what are the challenges that you encountered, and how did you overcome those challenges? And let me know if like try to see if they're not typical challenges, because some of the people in my audience, they're not super new, and I want to be able to while they're building out their team and scaling their subscribers.
Yeah, sure. No, it's a good question. A few things come to mind. Like I say, we've been doing this for 5-6 years now. One of the main things that changed our business for the better is when we stopped treating it. You've probably heard of it, and I think you can have both, but people say you can have a lifestyle business or you can have a business. Now, a lifestyle business is where you kind of have an outsourced team. They're not really like employed by you. They're not on set hours. You're not paying them a set amount of money per month. You haven't really got many goals, but you're doing well. There's nothing wrong with it. You're making money. You're taking a lot of money yourself. You're taking a salary yourself, and you're kind of sucking most of the profits out and not putting back in to expand more, because you don't really have many targets or goals. You're just kind of living a good life. You have a lifestyle. You travel. You go away when you want. You can shut down your laptop and not deal with stuff for a week. And that's what me and my co-founder Andy had for the kind of probably the first 2, 3, 4 years of landing page guys. And it was great. I'm not knocking it. If that's what you want, that's great. Yeah. But when we kind of sat down and said, look, do we realistically want to be doing this for another 3, 4 years? And our kind of visions aligned. We always wanted that kind of, again, it's quite cliche, but that kind of big office where everyone kind of was like a family, a really cool work atmosphere, really cool incentives for our staff, where everyone felt that they were, not lucky to be a part of the company, but they didn't want to go anywhere else, right? They were having a great time. They felt that they were cared about and kind of, part of something bigger. And we sat down a couple of years ago and thought, how do we do this? Now, the way we've kind of done this and how we went on for so many years without doing this is crazy, because we've just gone from strength to strength over the last year, is by setting targets, so setting goals. So working from data is huge. Like, we record absolutely everything now. So whereas we didn't record anything before, we have two sides to our business, really. We have the sales side and the project management side. Now, on the sales side, we record everything. So when a lead comes in, what time, where that source is from, is it re-engagement, is it a new lead, is it a website lead, does it come from a Facebook group? Everything is tracked. Did we have a phone call? How long did that phone call last? Did we send them a proposal? When did we chase that proposal? When did we invoice that person? When did the invoice get paid? Everything is tracked, and it might sound a little bit over the top, but you'd be amazed that when you start tracking all these little data points, how much you can kind of pull out and really set kind of targets and goals for your business. So we do the same on the project management side. How long does design take? How long does development take? Have we got a positive review from the client? What can we do better? Have we got on a follow-up call with them? And everything on that side of things is tracked as well. And then what we can do from that data, because we backdated like literally a year or two's worth of data, is we can pull numbers. We can say, well, on average per month, we turn over X amount, we profit X amount, we need X amount of staff. And then we can set the targets based on we now have like a 5-6 year kind of vision and goal. And we have this amazing kind of poster and graphic in our office. I'm not my home office at knowing I'm in the UK. It's like 6:15 at night, but whereby we kind of know where we're going for the next 6 years, but we're not just plucking numbers. We actually can tell from our data how many projects we need per month, how many projects we need to close per month, and how many staff we need to get, cost per staff, revenue per staff, and kind of we can hire to kind of move up and forward. So I would say that data is massive. Not tracking data is crucial. So if you don't track your data, then start doing it sooner rather than later, because we would have been way more successful than we are right now, a lot quicker, if we had done this from the start. So that was a big mistake. And yeah, it's just that kind of lifestyle thing. We made a conscious decision to be like, we don't want to be doing this for the rest of our lives in the way we're doing it right now. It's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not knocking it, but we were decided to kind of take this seriously and kind of turn it more into a proper business, quote unquote. So that's definitely one thing we've learned.
Oh yeah, and the reason why I have these interviews also is because people don't know what they don't know. They don't know what it takes for that
We didn't know this,
pivot
yeah.
and that
Absolutely.
change. And like what you said was saying, hey, if I were to start all over again, I would go and track all the data, because then we would do X amount more today. And a lot of times, I know if you're new and you're just starting off, you don't know what level A+ effort looks like, what level, if I were to give a grade or something, you just don't know. And you just go out there and you just do stuff and see what sticks. And yeah. I think hearing that from you saying, hey, this is important, it sounds over the top, but you have to do it. It's kind of like my coach, he's like, yeah, track your numbers. You have to track your numbers. Right. Versus willy-nilly doing stuff.
And like you say, it seems a bit crazy, but it might not be important now. But imagine in a year's time when you can look back on that data and kind of extrapolate some real key metrics and say, this sold better than this. Why? Okay, well, we need this turnaround time, or this wasn't good enough. We need to employ in this area. Everything is kind of accountable then. And you mentioned a great thing then. One thing that we've done recently, and you've just mentioned a coach, is get a mentor or an outside non-exec or someone who's been there and done it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same business, but someone like you just said, you don't know these things until you're told these things. We didn't know these things, but he's come on and told us things that like this and more that kind of, really changed our business. So I would 100% recommend being accountable to someone. It doesn't have to be someone that's paid right now. It could even just be a friend. It could even be your parent, but set some targets, set some goals, and then have them check in with you and say, where are these goals this month? Have you hit these goals? Why not? Okay, well, what are you going to do next month to hit these goals? And you'll be amazed when you actually have someone to be accountable to, how far you push yourself. Even if it's not a mentor or a coach, it could be another business that's similarly aligned to you. And you say, well, what target are you going to set this month? What target am I going to set? Okay, let's get in a WhatsApp group together. Every time we make a sale, we'll update each other. A quarter of the month, halfway through the month, and see where we both are, and really, really push and encourage each other to kind of get to those targets.
Wow, I really, really love that share. Hey Hugh, hey Desmond, hey Andrew, hey Ray, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys.
Desmond says, data and tracking is everything. Yes, Desmond just joined one of my my Chrome Boss Profit blueprints, and
Awesome.
he is on his way to having his mini SaaS, mini
Nice.
software. Um, I want to ask you. You must say you mentioned a coach. I want to know, like, do you how do you now, where you're at, how do you consume data, and how do you process like what your next steps are going to be in that, you know, like people say, oh, I go and I watch this and then I read this book. Like, do you how is your day to day in terms of like, okay, I have this amount of data and I'm gonna go and act on it.
Sure.
And also I want to know who your coach is, because who
I
is your coach?
You wouldn't actually, I mean, I'm not going to drop another Neil Patel in there. You wouldn't actually know this guy because he's from the UK and he's actually an offline guy.
Okay.
But he's worked he's worked up with some of the guys at Infusionsoft, some of the C-level guys up there. So he's a really cool guy, but he does actually work. He works in like telecom, so like offline stuff. So unfortunately, I can't drop a kind of Neil Patel. I can tell you that one of my mentors is one of the kind of he sort of co-founded entrepreneur.com, which is really cool. A guy called Adam Turen. So he's one of my mentors, and he's a great guy. But that's on more on a personal level, and he's just a good friend. But our business kind of non-exec, is a telecoms guy. But anyway, so how do we consume that? Well, at the moment, what we do with this guy is we have meetings every 6 weeks, in-person meetings every 6 weeks, and it's normally a day. So a whole day where we lock ourselves away. So we either travel to him in Southampton or he comes down to us in Bristol. And we're literally, shutting the door. We're not in our office. The team are back in the office. We rent like a kind of meeting room or something, and we shut ourselves away. So he comes with stuff that he feels we would benefit from, because he's passing down from people who coach him as well. And we come with stuff that we want to ask him because he's been there and done that. You know, he's employing 80 people right now. So he's kind of been there, seen it all. And we will ask him the questions when he comes. He'll then tell us stuff. And then we just note everything down. So we work on Trello. Like, Trello is life to us. We have lists on lists. Like, I'm a list person, so I have to have a list. And myself and Andy have our management board. We then have our ops board for our team. And then we have boards for all of our clients and all of our staff. But myself and Andy will then make notes throughout the day. And then we won't go home until we've then put those detailed notes into bullet point lists, actionable lists inside Trello. And then we mark each other who's going to do what. So we just run through it. It's like, okay, but me and Andy are very clear on our roles. I'm kind of more front facing. That's why I do all these kind of videos and stuff. Andy is more ops. You know, I don't have the patience that Andy does. And, I'm not as clever as him. He can sit there for hours and go through spreadsheets and stuff like that. So he's more operational, and he'll do all that stuff, and I'll do the kind of the brand design, the videos, all that kind of good stuff on my side. So we're very clear on what we do, and I would advise that as well. If you do have like a co-founder, or if you're working with other people, we're coaching another startup at the moment. We've just taken some shares in, and we kind of sat down with them on Monday and said this, like, get very, very clear on what you do, because the second like everyone's trying to do everything, it doesn't work. Like, just be honest, be big-headed and say, look, I am good at doing this, so I'm going to do this. And you'll be amazed that the other person will probably say, well, yeah, actually you are, so you take it. I don't even want to do that side of things. So yeah, get very clear on what you do. So me and Andy will sit with this guy for a day every 6 weeks, write down loads of notes, and then at the end of the day, we'll make a very, very precise list and say, right, you're going to do this, I'm going to do this. Let's go. And then we just attack it from there, from there on their end. We're in a position where we're outside of the business now. Like, we have staff, so they do the kind of day to day. So we're fortunate that we can now, whereas when we were in a lifestyle business, we didn't have any time to work on the business. But now that we have staff and stuff, we can just be attacking that list, which is great.
That is awesome. And that feels like a one-day kind of like mastermind that you have with your coach and your team. And it's every single 6 weeks. So that's pretty frequent. That, like, a lot of the masterminds, I know they meet once a quarter.
Sure.
But yeah, so awesome. that gives me like really clear ideas on how you attack your next steps and what to do. I kind of want to ask you about your decision on having a lifestyle business, because I feel a lot of times starting off, you're not like hiring full-time staff right away. What made you decide to change that? And is it because with the lifestyle business, you traveled everywhere all the time and you're like, okay, well, we can do this forever, or, we can get serious about this and really grow. What is it that made you like switch into an actual business with like full-time employees?
Yes, no, absolutely. And there's first thing to say is there's nothing against either. So like if one suits you better, great. Like I have amazing friends who travel the world all the time and they're affiliate marketers and they're earning probably more money than me. Well, no, they are. A lot of them are earning more money than me, but they're doing it from the beach and, they're happy with that. And that's great. And, Affiliate Fix, the company that I sold, was a 7-figure acquisition. And I had one part-time member of staff who was remote. So you don't have to do it the kind of way that we're doing it now. But I think me and Andy just kind of had a realization. We sat down, we're both married. Well, I wasn't then, but I was going to get married. Andy's married, he's got a child. And we're both ambitious and want families, and we have our own houses and stuff. And I think we just sort of both sat there and thought, look, we're in a position now where we've always wanted and talked about, like we used to talk about a lot, but we never really knew how we would get there or action it. So we used to talk about having this, amazing hub in where we live in Bristol in the UK, where we'd walk in and there'd be loads of staff and, everyone would be, crushing goals, but also having a really good time, and it'd be like a family. And we both were aligned on that. We wanted it, but we just talk about it. And nothing ever really materialized. We would take most of the profits from the company each month, leave enough in there to cover bills and stuff. But we would take most of the profits and just go on, and it would just tick, on and on and on. And I think we just both, again, like had a kind of bit of a midlife crisis or a wake up where we were like, look, like we could do this for another 4 years, or we could actually do what we plan to do and set out to do and both want to do. How do we get there? So we sat down and, I don't know about you or anyone watching this, like employing someone was a huge deal for me. Like I was shit scared of like hiring someone. Can we do it? Can we afford it? And we were stupid because there was more than enough money coming in to do it, but you just don't know until you do it. And for anyone who's thinking about it, like just do it, because the more people you employ, the more money you should be making. And touch wood, that's how it's kind of gone for us so far, because people make you profits. But it's scary and daunting until you've done it. And we were just like, let's just do it, and let's just employ a couple of people, see how we get on. And we've been kind of aggressively employing ever since. We're hopefully taking on 2 members of staff this month, and then plans for another couple in the new year. So yeah, there wasn't anything that, like, it wasn't like a eureka moment, or someone didn't come to me.
You said midlife. You said some crisis.
Yeah, I know, but I like to think I'm not made in the middle of my life. But,
no, you're not.
We'll see. I think it was, like I said, I think it was just the realization that we both had, like, we can do this for another 4 years, or we can give it a go and try and build that hub and that environment that we kind of wanted to. And yeah, so far so good. But it might not work, but it's working so far.
Yeah, I actually have an e-commerce business with physical staff and like warehouse and everything like that. And I had to go through a lot of unqualified, like a lot of employees that weren't great until I could find a few people that were really good, and then build from there.
Yeah, we've been so lucky. That's one thing we haven't faced yet, but we've been so lucky, touch wood, with our employees. They're amazing. So yeah, I don't know what that's like. Obviously, you can help your audience a bit more with that.
That is lucky. I went through so many staff. Hey Stacia, hey Michael, hey Judy. Michael Rosenberg he runs an agency, And hey, Judy Parker, thanks for joining us. If you guys have any questions, actually, I've been asking questions this whole time, but if you guys have any questions for Oliver, please let us know in the comments and I'll ask him during this interview. So I feel like if you, let's see, when you were going about scaling and you're tracking the numbers and then you act on tracking the numbers, are there, like, how, in terms of like publishing or talking about yourself or going out there and getting like people to just notice you, what is the effort that goes into that on like a weekly basis?
Sure.
If not a daily basis, how hard are you going out there talking about yourself?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we were quite lucky when we started because we had the community, the affiliate fix. There was quite a lot of people that kind of knew about us. But now most of our business is organic. So quite a lot of it's referrals, quite a lot of it's re-engagement, or just leads of people seeing me on videos like this, or seeing us speak at events, or seeing anything we put on YouTube and stuff like that. But that's kind of my responsibility in the company at the moment, is the kind of organic growth of the company. Hence why I'm on this video. I have targets as well. That's a good thing as well. I put myself under pressure. So we basically do 8-week sprints. So every 8 weeks we have like a sprint and a goal that everyone in the company has. So the sales team has a goal, how many sales they need to make. The project management team has a goal, how many projects they need to complete or close with satisfied customers. The company has a goal, how many positive reviews we need to get. And then I have a goal, which is how many leads I need to generate for the company organically within that 8-week sprint. And we incentivize our staff. That's another thing you need to do. Beyond their salaries and wages and bonuses, incentivize them, like have some fun, give them something to work for that's not a monetary value. We find that works very well. Like, everyone wants more money. Like, let's not pretend that we don't. But often, like, just something as simple as like a really nice meal out and a night out with drinks included, and maybe an activity like we do cocktail making or something like that, will really, really kind of incentivize the office and the team, because it's just something extra, and it's good for the company because they get to bond and have a good time when they're out and about. So that's something we found really useful. But yeah, we do these 8-week sprints. And one of my personal targets is to get leads in organically. So it's kind of stuff like this. We've recently started our own community called the Landing Page Lab on Facebook, where we have quite a cool group where people can kind of join and learn about landing pages. We speak at events, like I say, we speak at Affiliate World, we speak at Affiliate Summit, Performance in London. So we get invited to kind of be on some good places and stuff, but it's all about showing up and setting those targets and just going to get them, really.
Oh, okay. So you already have an army of affiliate people when you started. That helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, we had this we had this community, of course. So like it was not that there were definitely business came from Affiliate Fix, 100%, and we obviously got kind of put on the map. But it's been years of becoming like almost like a KPI in the space. Like, I could talk to you about landing pages and conversion rates till you went to bed. Like it's we kind of eat, sleep, live, breathe this stuff. So we do get kind of invited on lots of shows, and it's becoming that kind of authority in the space. And I'd like to think we are now that authority in the space. And when people think of landing page designers and developers, at least within our circle, they come to us, which we're lucky for.
Have you heard, oh, speaking of which, since you're about landing pages that convert, I don't think we've touched upon what components
Let's get into
in
it.
a
Yeah,
landing
100%.
page that will make it convert. I've
Absolutely.
actually read the pages of the Russell Brunson's case study, where he's like, well, this type of page converts 33% more because this button is like looks like this, and then this looks like this. But it's pretty sizable. Well, it's not thick, but I'm like, flipping through it, I'm like, wow, it really it really makes a huge difference between this one and this one. How would you let us know what type of, how would you explain it? I don't know
how do
how.
you build a high converting landing page?
Yeah.
Okay, so Russell's a great guy, but we have an internal blueprint that our design developers have. It's called our blueprint, and that is probably as big as the manual that Russell kind of sent you. So I'm going to tell your audience the top things that I think that they can action right here, right now on their landing page to get a high conversion rate. First and foremost, these apply across any landing page. So whether you're doing an opt-in, a webinar page, an advertorial, a pre-sale, a long form page, a sales page, any page, these rules will apply to. And the number one thing that we see kind of really improve your conversion rates is following what's called the AIDA principle. Have you heard of AIDA?
No.
Okay, so write this down, and anyone watching, write this down. It's AIDA. And if you Google AIDA principle, I won't do it justice on this video, but it will tell you in detail about it, and it's really, really fascinating. So our kind of landing page group, which is called the Landing Page Lab, is we say on there that web design is an art form, landing page design is a science. And the reason we say that is because there's a science and principles behind any page of why it converts. Now, AIDA is one of them. It stands for attention, interest, desire, action. And this is basically how your landing page should be laid out from top to bottom. So at the top of your page, you need to get their attention. How do we do that in the best form? It's with a strong headline, a sub-headline, a few bullet points over text work every time, a call to action, and some form of like hero shot. So like a picture, a video, whatever that may be, but we need to just grab their attention. When it comes to, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but when it comes to content, speak about benefits over features. So your headline should speak about a benefit for the user, not a feature. And I'm going to give you a quick little case study because this is one of my favorite things ever. There's a study that shows two ads, exactly the same thing they're advertising, two phones, okay? So an iPhone. Mm-hmm. This iPhone here says, the headline says, we have a 12 megapixel, all the gadgets, amazing, incredible, 1, 2, 3, 5 camera. And this is exactly the same ad with the same phone, but it says, take long lasting pictures of your family that will last forever. And that ad converted way better than this one because you're talking about a benefit for your user. So when it comes to copy, always talk about benefits over features. But anyway, I'm getting lost. So attention, get their attention. Second one is interest. So it stands for I, stands for interest. How do we pique that user's interest about your product, about your webinar, about your iPhone, whatever? And how we do that is we basically show them how it will benefit them. So show them how easy it is to use the product, and then how it will easily benefit and change their lives. How is it going to improve them? Not the features. I'm not saying that my, I'm trying to cater this for your audience, but I'm not going to say that like my course or my Chrome bot or whatever has all these different amazing features. I'm going to flip it and say why these features benefit you. Will it make you more money? Will it save you time? That's the kind of content you want to do. So pique their interest. Third section is desire. Stands for desire. So the D stands for desire. And desire is all about social proof. So these days, we never buy products or go to restaurants or see films or whatever without Googling like the film / review or the product / review. Don't give them an excuse to do that. You want a section that clearly states all your positive reviews, video reviews, case studies of people actually using your product or taking your course. That's the desire section. And that's really important. And it goes without saying you need one testimonial at least above the fold on the attention section. And then the final section, the last A, stands for action. So what is the clearest form of action? And don't confuse them, just give them one action they can do to take action. Whether it's opting in, whether it's clicking buy now, one action spot, one clear button, back it up with some trust. So back it up with a review above the button or something. But how can they take action? So it's attention, interest, desire, action, the AIDA principle. And this is how all your landing pages should be laid out. Second one, I'm going to give you 3. Second one is page speed optimization. So page speed is life. Like if you're doing paid traffic, page speed is everything. The quicker your page loads, if you're doing page traffic, the more conversions you're going to get, whether that's, again, a buy, a click through, whatever. And how do you do that? Well, there's 2 websites you can check for free. One is gtmetrics.com, or if you just Google GTmetrics. The other one is pingdom.com, but you need to go to tools.pingdom.com. And all you do is you grab your landing page URL, paste it in there, and it's going to tell you how quickly your landing page loads and how you can improve it. You send that report to your developer, or if you can develop, you send it back. And you basically, the quickest way you can optimize your pages for page speed is compressing your images. So taking your images, Googling a free image compressor, and just compress your images and upload them again, and your page will load quicker. There's a stat that says that every 1 second decrease in page speed, you'll see between a 3 and 10% increase in conversion rates. So for every second your landing page is loading quicker, you're going to see a 3 and 10% higher conversion rate. So page speed is everything, especially if you're doing paid traffic. You're losing money if you don't page speed optimize your pages. Number 3, I'll give you, this is the 3rd one. And this one's just a quirky one, but it really, really works. The kind of generation we live in, but add emojis to your buttons. So you have a call to action button, add an emoji to it. The highest converting one that we've checked is like the pointing finger like this. So you'd have the pointing, I can't work out which way I am on the camera, but you'd have the pointing finger like this, and then the text, the call to action text beyond it. It's really easy to do. Just it's called Unicode. Just Google HTML emojis. You'll see how you can add them to your button. It depends what you're doing. Let's say, for example, you're selling a product, add a little cart emoji. If it's a free trial or it's a limited time offer, add a clock emoji. There's loads of cool things you can do, but it's amazing the world we live in, but you'll be amazed at how kind of more click-throughs you'll get if you add an emoji to your buttons. So hopefully those 3 helped.
I have like the standard, so I use ClickFunnels, and I have the standard just button with the call to action. I've never thought of adding like a little emoji on there.
Trust me, it works.
Whoa, that's crazy. I feel like GT Metrics and Pingdom.com, I'm gonna definitely do that. And I've heard of like Cloudflare helping out with like load.
I mean, this is like ClickFunnels, don't get me wrong, it's a great product. It's a really, really good product. We say to people who use ClickFunnels, it's great for proving a concept. So once you've proved that you can sell something or you can get leads or opt-ins, the best way of building a high converting landing page is pulling it out of ClickFunnels, because the problem with ClickFunnels is it's a great product, as I said, and for all your users who are listening to this and using it and obviously use it, there's nothing wrong with it at all. But when you're trying to scale with paid media, you know, we work with clients who spend hundreds of £1,000s a day on Facebook advertising, and every click counts. Because ClickFunnels is built on a software, it adds a load of external scripts. So your page speed won't be very good. Well, as good as you can get it. The best way you can really optimize for page speed is pulling it out of ClickFunnels, so making it static, put it on a very fast server, use a CDN, like you said, like Cloudflare, and then you'll really, really skyrocket, because your load speeds will be super, super quick. But, you know, I'm not knocking ClickFunnels. It's great for what it does. But if you really want to scale and spend some money, then take it out of it. Yeah,
like are you recommending like WordPress or some hard-coded website?
Fully static, yeah, fully static, so hard-coded. I mean, obviously, if you want access to dynamically edit stuff on the back end, then I would go WordPress. But you won't ever get a better result than a static, hard-coded page. HTML, CSS, raw code, clean, validated code on a super fast server. You just can't beat the conversions. We've done thousands of tests, and our clients keep going back to static, but every time.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Lots to think about. I didn't move a lot of pages.
No, I mean, like, this is the thing, like, ClickFunnels works for so many people, and it's such a great product. It really is. But the reason it works for people is because it's convenient. you know, you can go in there without knowing code, you can build pages, you can switch out headlines and stuff. And that's why it's brilliant. But the only bit of advice, if anyone takes any advice from this video about ClickFunnels, is if you've got say one page that's doing really well for you, converting really well, just do me a favor. You don't have to use us, you know, not at all. Just, you know, you can go on Upwork or someone and find someone, but pull that page outside of ClickFunnels and have someone build it on a static server with HTML and CSS. And I can almost guarantee you'll see higher conversion rates, especially when you start scaling with paid traffic. That's what you should take from this. Is it just maybe just test one and see where you're going. You know, I'm not trying to like not ClickFunnels. It's just when, like I said, we work with a lot of high-end clients who do big paid media, and ClickFunnels just wouldn't work because it's super slow when it comes to this page speed.
Yeah, well, I have customers complain saying, hey, it's not loading and stuff like that. So I understand like that's what happens, but proving the concept that, hey, people are actually paying me for,
that's it. It's great to prove
software.
a concept. It's brilliant. It's such a good software to prove a concept. But when you want to scale that, let's build it outside of ClickFunnels.
Time to do that.
Sorry.
I feel like it's time. Like Lady Boss, actually, I saw her page recently, and she's like this huge ClickFunnels proponent, but then her real page doesn't go to ClickFunnels. And I'm like, oh wow, like these big, huge people who are earning so much from ClickFunnels are not using ClickFunnels anymore. And so there's something
again, ClickFunnels is great. It really is, but people like that are more interested in the affiliate side of ClickFunnels than the actual software of ClickFunnels.
I want to ask you something as well about like customer retention and customer churn. What do you do for landing page guys to help people who come into your world use your services to stay and be happy about your services, as well as like, let's go with that. Like,
no, that's a great question.
To help with.
Great question. Yeah. So we're constantly working on this, and we're not perfect. We're far from perfect. We never would say that we are. The one thing that we do well is we communicate. So our project management team are very good at, as soon as you work with us, you get a Skype group, you also get a Trello board. So you're never kind of unsure of where that project is. We utilize labels very well in Trello. Sorry for anyone who's watching who doesn't know what Trello is, but it's basically a kind of like a list management software or browser, really. But anyway, so all throughout the process of the build, you know, in your Trello board and on email and on Skype where that project is. So you know if you need to give feedback, you know if it's in coding, you know if we're awaiting any information. So one thing is our communication is great. The second thing is we have core values and we stick by them as a company. So one of our core values, for example, is to be open, honest, and transparent. So if anything goes wrong, we hold our hands up. And that's very important for us now. We used to, and I'm not ashamed to say this, we used to not live by any core values. We didn't have them. So if things went wrong, we would make excuses or tell a little white lie to our client, and it wasn't good. It doesn't get you anywhere. So I think our clients now respect that. If, for example, the designer is ill who's working on their project, we don't make an excuse up. We say, really sorry, it's going to be delayed by a day. There's nothing we can do to kind of speed this up, but we will, of course, try and get this done as quickly for you tomorrow. If there's a problem in the code, me and Andy, the co-founders, will get on the phone with you and kind of, say, we're really sorry about that. We're going to try and fix this as soon as possible. We don't make excuses. So that's one thing that I think customers really respect. And yeah, we try to get to know our customers as well. I think that's another nice thing. Like, we try to get to know them, their family, what they like and what they don't like. From time to time we'll send customers, especially repeat clients or good clients or people who refer people to us, we'll send them gifts and hampers and stuff like that. And it will be catered around what they actually like, not just a random bunch of flowers that, might not even get put in their house. So it's just little things like that. But I think the open, honest and transparent thing is the biggest takeaway you can maybe take from this, is just if you mess up, you mess up. Like, we're all human. Like, don't pretend you're perfect. Just be honest. And I think clients respect that. And then it's all about doing what you're doing now. You know, having a presence, becoming that KPI, having a platform, a community, whether it's on Facebook or newsletter or something that kind of constantly reminding them of who you are and what you're good at. So that's why we kind of grow our email list and our community and stuff, and people come back.
It's funny because I feel like the culture that we have now, whenever someone signs up for something, we're so spoiled. We demand so much. And then, so I have customers actually who come in and they're like, well, why isn't this fixed yet? Like, if there's like a maintenance period, they're like, oh, this sucks. So I get a lot of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know.
One good thing for that is to set clear expectations from the beginning.
Yeah.
So like, if you can't deliver your product within 10 days, don't say you can, because you're better off having less, it's a bit of a weird thing to say, but you're better off having less sales on the front end, but retaining that client, because then kind of lying and saying, you know, we can do super fast designs in 10 hours. Like, you know, we set, that's another thing we do. One of our core values is under promise and over deliver. So we almost under promise and then kind of over deliver on our delivery times. We tell them it's going to be longer than we actually think it will be, because then we can come in and kind of exceed their expectations and over deliver when our deadlines are kind of actually quicker. So yeah, I think it's just all about being honest from the beginning. You know, when our sales team proposes someone a funnel or a landing page build, he's almost overshooting the deadlines, because it's just pointless. Because like you say, then people come back and they're like, but if you've told that person up front, and we're actually currently working on improving our onboarding, because when you come on board with us, you always have a call with our project management team. But we're also now providing a document that kind of walks you step by step through the process. So it says, like, step 1, you know, you will be in design. This could take up to 4 or 5 days. Then you can go back and forth with unlimited design revisions until you like. But just so you know, this will hold up the development process. Step 2, you're in development. Like, so we now have this document that we're going to be sending out to people. So I don't know if that's something that you maybe do or maybe not, but that's something that you could add into your thing, that kind of, then you can refer back to it and say, look, we were open with you guys in the first place. We said it might take a bit longer. And then hopefully you won't get as many clients being like, where is it? Like, maintenance.
Yeah, I have, for my softwares, I have onboarding documentation. Nice. And onboarding bot. And the bot like pings them every, like a week, it'll check back. It'll say, hey, how it's going? And then there's an email sequence as well. But nice. In terms of the Chrome extension business and helping them do that, there is onboarding documentation, and I feel like it could be improved. And it's just, I feel like unless you are so deep in your world going through all of the things, you really don't know what features to improve, and that
there's always
something things to do. Yeah, and that makes me feel as if, like, if I were to go out and try to ask for advice and, you know, like, what should I do? I would be the one knowing everything the best. So it's hard for me to you know, unless it's some top-down view, it's hard for me to, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's why these days away, like, help. Like, you can get so caught up in, like, just the day-to-day and, you know, not knowing where to focus, like you said, because there's always things you can improve. But I think that's where you need to just go get out of your office for a day or a night, and just go away and shut yourself away, and just, like, no distractions, no computer, no laptop, no phone, and, like, write down what are important and weight it, and then say, you know, I'm going to attack this thing first, improve this next kind of thing. But yeah, it's tricky. You know, we're constantly improving everything. Well, trying to improve everything that we do. I'm sure everyone is. Yeah,
definitely. I feel like, well, thank you so much for sharing that. I feel that gave me a lot of insight on, okay, this is what I have to do next. And this is why I love talking to you and, you know, like CEOs like you who are like years ahead of me, and I want to get there. And I'm like, what does it really take to really get there? And having this it's like a constant reminder telling me, hey, this is something I should do. I should go do it, and these are the steps, and this is how they do it well and they succeed, and maybe I should emulate that as well. So thank you so much. With that said, we are nearing the end of this interview, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. I want to ask you, what is the future of the landing page guys? What are your goals? Where do you want to take it, and how is the best way people can reach you other than go to the website?
Thank you. I really appreciate it. No, that's very kind. It's been a really great talk as well. So no, I really appreciate it. As far as the company, where we're going to go and where we want to take it, it's all about scale now for us. We have very clear visions and very clear goals over the next kind of 5 years. One thing we do want to kind of dip our toes. We kind of touched on it, but we want to get back into the kind of software side of things. So we are going to be launching next year some kind of really cool softwares for boosting your conversion rates, basically, alongside the bespoke offering that we do. But for us as a company, it's just all about scaling now. It's all about realizing that kind of dream and passion of myself and Andy, my co-founder, where we want that big hub, that big place we can go into and feel like a family, and everyone loves, not working for us, working for the company, and everyone gets rewarded for hitting the goals and hitting the targets. That's what I'm really passionate and excited about. As far as people, how people can get in touch, just go to landingpageguys.com, or if you look up the Landing Page Lab on Facebook, you can join our group to get some more tips and insights into how to skyrocket your conversion rates. I also have a little side project that's called internetmarketingdeals.com. So if you go on to internetmarketingdeals.com or im.deals, you can find, I think we've now got 100 plus exclusive internet marketing deals and discounts on there. And you can go to oliverkenyon.com if you want to read a little bit more about me. But no, I've really appreciated the time, and it's been an honor to be on your show.
Yeah, thank you so much. So imdeals.com.
Yep. Sorry. im.deals is a short URL for it, or internetmarketingdeals.com.
And what is internetmarketingdeals.com? What is that?
It does what it says on the tin. So we are the first ever all internet marketing coupons and deals site. So software, SaaS services, all the popular.
No way! You're like the honey? Or,
like the honey for internet marketing deals. It's actually that. We haven't got the app yet. We haven't got the Chrome extension, but that's why I need to talk to you. But yeah, we have,
what's so funny? There's so many. I looked up Honey, and Honey has over 10 million users, right?
Amazing,
like 10 million people clicking on their affiliate links. That must be insane. But then I went on and I saw other coupon-related Chrome extensions for their, for their web app. And there are so many out there that not only have 10 million, but like 2 million subscribers, or 100,000, 200,000, but there's loads of them. And so I'm like, wow, there's so much room. There's so much room for.
Yeah, so we basically do this for internet marketing. So, we've got deals with, all the major kind of softwares and services, and we're adding every single week. We've got reviews on each one, an exclusive coupon where you can get a discount. So yeah, whenever you think you need to get a new software, go to our site first, and you hope you get a discount on it.
Interesting. Yeah, you need to have a Chrome extension for that. So
it's in the plans, yeah.
That's really cool. Wow, there's so many things. All right, cool. So you guys, there's the website, the landing page guys, there's the Facebook group, the landing page lab. And if you want deals on internet marketing related softwares, there's im.deals.
Boom, you got it right.
Yes. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Oliver.
Oh yeah. If you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. SkyRocket.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.